let's check the amazing tremolo sound from GoodHertz Trem Control. It's great sounding and it has all the options you could ever want. So this is my new favorite pedal. So what do we have here? I'll have a little guitar recorded, just some simple chords. And we might need a little bluesy riff. And we might want a little picking on an E7 chord. The tempo is 104 beats per minute. I went directly into my Zoom audio interface, the UAC2. I'm using Amplitude, which also has some nice tremolo pedals, but it's nothing compared to the Trem Control from GoodHertz. And so I'm using a Supro amp simulation, which is really great for vintage sounds. And first of all, yes, that's a big window. And you just right click and on the preferences you can set the size. So that's the standard size, but for this video I'll go extra large. And usually if this opens, you'll have that default preset which opens, and don't be afraid of all the knobs and buttons you see, because it's really simple. It's got all the options but without complicated interfaces and so on. Basically you see everything on one page. Here's the advanced options, but we don't need them for now. What we'll need for now is the tempo and the depth. So a tremolo pedal or a tremolo effect is just a modulation volume. So the volume goes down and up and down and up. And the two main parameters that every tremolo has is the depth knob, how far the volume goes down, and the speed or rate knob, how quickly it does that. And so let's see, we can have it in beats per minute, synced to my recording software, which is right now at 104 BPM. And let's listen to the default sound. Actually, I would like to have that with the chords. So let's go here. And I want to have it in 8th notes. So what's great about this software is you can just click it. If you go to the Amplitude stuff, for example, you have to turn that knob and hope to somehow, so that's very complicated, to hit the right rhythm. So I really don't like that. I really love that you can hear, just click it and boom. Or let's say you want to have triplets. And the sound is great. You hear that little bit of tube coloration. Well, we can turn that off. But actually it sounds bloody awesome. And when I first opened that, I didn't read the manual before because I want to grab everything that's in there without the manual and see if I like to work with it. And actually I really love working with this because I thought, oh damn, the noise of the tube is just annoying me. I would like the sound without the noise, and then I found that button. And then later when I found these advanced settings, I thought you can even adjust the noise however much or little you want. So that's really great. If you hit the Alt, the Control or the Shift key, you can do other things with the mouse button. For example, the Alt or Command on Mac resets the buttons to the default, and Control lets you fine-tune, and Shift lets you go in bigger steps, and this is the usual one without any modifiers. Click and drag, which I most often do, but you also can use the scroll wheel on your mouse wheel. And as I said, with Control it's slower and with Shift it's faster. You can double click and enter a number. So whatever you want, the way you prefer it, it's there. So the depth. So the speed, if you don't have it synced, you can have it in BPM or in Hertz. And let's go back to amplitude. Here you'll have like 10 Hertz maximum and 1 Hertz minimum. Same goes here. Here you can go to 0 and up to 10. And here you can go to 0 and up to 20. And you even have this multiplier where you can make it even a lot faster. So here we are way in ring modulator land. I don't like that sound, but if you want it, it's there. And you can go even slower. So usually you have that whole note. And now it's like 4 bars. So I prefer that. Here we have the standard modulation. Let's go to the harmonic. So here it's not a volume modulation, but the high frequencies and the low frequencies are turned up and down against each other, and then you get this kind of sound. I love that one. Here that slow modulation, let's do it a little faster. If you have a riff like this, for example, then it's great to be really slow and just have that very, very little modulation in the background. Hear that? Here it's a little quicker. But for that kind of riff, or even for the chord arpeggio, let's listen to that one. Really great. And if you can't get enough of that, well, let's go into deep harmonic, which is nearly a Leslie simulation, like a rotating speaker. So the noise, as I said, I don't like the tube noise, which makes it more realistic, but I don't like too much noise, so let's get rid of it. Cool. And now we get into the cool stuff. You have different waveforms. So this is like a triangle waveform. So your knob goes up, down, up, down. This is more like a smoother sine wave modulation, and this is like a hard on-off chop. And you can see here the visualization, what it actually does. Isn't that great? So let's listen. Bias. Well, what's that doing? See, more sound or less sound versus pause. So let's get to the on-off effect, then we can hear it better. Less sound, more pause. More sound, less pause. And with the symmetry, you can change how fast it's going up. For example, on 0 it's going up immediately and then going down slow. And here it's going up slowly and down immediately. So this is more of a ramp. And you have the phase offset. For example, if you're recording and you have that drum beat and you want the loudest part exactly on the beat, well, you just go here to 180 degrees and now you have the loudest part exactly on the beat. And now let's turn on the click. Stereo phases, if you have a stereo track, then the right channel and the left channel are out of phase, giving it even more swirl. Here you can adjust from every 2 beats that the first one is shorter or longer, giving it a little like, let's see. Here it's the standard. Here it's more like a shuffle, even like a dotted. And on the left side, the first one is shorter. And then there's some more stuff like tube noise, as I already mentioned. You have volume compensation, because a tremolo always makes the sound a little quieter, because you have your standard volume and then the tremolo goes down and back up and down and back up, so the middle of the volume is a little lower. And so here you have automatic compensation. Without, it's like this. Let's see. Just makes it a little louder, so the perceived volume is the same as before. You can trim the input and output, and here's a high Q button, which needs a little more CPU and takes a little more latency, so a few milliseconds till the sound is processed, but then it sounds even better. You have many presets. You can save your own presets by right-clicking. Save presets. You can set your language, the preferences, for example, these tooltips, what these buttons do by hovering over it. You can turn them on or off. You can turn off that metering, which I actually like. You can have the dark mode, which is not so good for the video, I think, but when working, I prefer that. And you can have a 30-day trial version for free, fully functioning. And actually I am on trial. I'm just shooting that video because I am excited, and after that video I will buy the software. So what else do we have? There was one more thing. Yes, if you scroll through these presets, all these little buttons and knobs jump around like crazy, but let's say I want to lock this in. I just right click, I'll lock it, and now you see that lock whatever thing around it, and now I can, let's lock that also. And now I can go through these presets, and you see some of these things are changing, but those two stay fixed. Also, what we can do, which is also a great option, is that you can turn the thing off here, and you can automate that in the recording software, and it doesn't give you any clicks like many other softwares do if you use, for example, this Cubase intern activate, deactivate, bypass thing. Then it sometimes gives you clicks, and GoodHertz took care of us that it doesn't do it. So here you have undo, which is also great. Yeah, just don't like that sound. Boom, undo. Well, maybe I like that. It's redo. And also, and here you have this A/B thing where you can copy the current settings to the B position, and then you can change one of them, compare them. Oh, I like B better. I don't like B better. I stay with A. And so it's like even better undo button, if you will, because you can compare multiple settings and then switch to B, and then all of these are back instead of clicking 4 times the undo button, and that's better to compare. So all in all, this is an amazing plugin. Every feature you could ever want and some more, and the sound is great. The tube color is amazing. You can turn off the noise of the tube, so get the great tube color without the noise. So all in all, my absolutely favorite Tremolo plugin, and I tried many pedals and softwares, and this is my new go-to recording Tremolo. I hope that was helpful to you. See you soon. My name is Andi, and this is a place where blues guitar is made easy.